Hello and welcome back. We're gonna try to add some imperfections to those different areas. So we can create a mask for that. We can do that first on the maps that we create, that we generate, the hat and the normal map. Okay, so here. And we can use a grunge map. This one looks like it's having some broken parts. We can do it before we repeat our stuff. Okay. So before we do that, we use the information here. We can create a blend, and this blend is going to use this guy as opacity. And you can see we have those broken area goes down. It's because the foreground is black now, and we can of course give it a uniform color. And this guy, of course, is going to be grayscale, and we can use this to control the hat of these areas. Okay, so we have these part goes down. I think they're going down too much. So I'm gonna change here in the blend and manually tweak the opacity to make them go in just a little bit. You know what? That's too generic because we're duplicating this guy. So I think we can do it here then. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this guy back. This guy was also connecting to this guy. And we alt click to break the connection. We can bring these three by holding down Control and select, and we're gonna blend it actually over here, so that goes to the normal and the hat map. The node-based editing has a huge downside, which is it gets messy real quick. This is the nature of it. So many people don't like node-based editing when it comes to complicated setup, but it has a huge advantage, which is it does do a very good job when it comes to procedurally or non-destructive editing. So you just have to pay those trade-offs. Let me just organize my node a little bit more so it's easier to see what's going on. You want to avoid a lot of overlapping of those connection lines. Okay. Anyway. So let's try to tweak the opacity here. We can bring some of the detail back now. As you can see, the broken part does show up. Okay, for those broken part, I think maybe they're a different color, right? So we can use the same alpha here in the texture map, which is down here now. So before we plug it in, we can create another blend. Background is the original one, and the foreground, maybe we can use some of the image here. We don't need that one anymore. And the opacity is gonna be our grunge map. So let's just drag it over. We can create a level here and use that as some kind of like a rerouting node, and then just drag it down there. Okay. All right. So the broken area actually also gets darker. All right. And then we can change the color. Of course, I want it to be actually something brighter. Okay, something like this. All right. Now we have those broken area. Okay. Now one thing we can tweak is, of course, how much broken area we want, and that's going to be for now controlled by this grunge map. So we can add a histogram range. Actually, histogram scan. This guy, and we can drag the position to determine how much we want to have, and we can also use the contrast to make the broken part more sharp if you wanted to. Okay, now this can be some sort of control to control the how much broken part that you want to have. And yeah, okay. So I think I want it to be a lesser. I want it to be, you know, a little bit more blurred, and maybe I can repeat it by using a save transform grayscale down here. And I can change the tiling of this guy to have some, you know, the smaller broken parts. This looks more like it, I think, size-wise. But I think because of that, I may want it to go change how much I do have. Now this can be some kind of like a parameter that you can tweak to, you know, define when you publish it as a substance material. Okay, and you can convert a lot of things as parameters. You know, one more thing I want to do is I actually wanted to make the button area to be like a metal, so that it's not actually leather anymore. And that's gonna be controlled by this alpha. And I think what we can do is this is where we start to add it on. This is alpha here, and we are repeating it here, but we cannot use it here because it's kind of like, you know what? Let's actually let's do it in the next tutorial, and I'm going to show you how we can make this a published material, and we can layer a metal material on top, because yeah, a metal material on top. That way it's easier to blend those two together, and we don't have to deal with how to block all those things out anymore. Okay, see you next time.